Hi guys, I'm Villain, and welcome to our bid to find the greatest team in Major League Baseball history. Today we will find out who is going to be the Baltimore Orioles representative in this great knockout competition, and it'll be the 1970 Orioles versus the 1983 Orioles. Now, one thing I thought we'd do is just quickly have a look at everything in the way that the series is going to work. So the 70 Orioles were at 108.54 side, not bad, is it? The 83 Orioles were at 98 and 64, so still pretty impressive. And that's going to be a one-game series. I thought about longer series, but I've decided against that just to keep things snappy. Now we're going to use modern era game and strategy. There's no real, you can't choose them play in their sort of the way that they would do. So I think the easiest way is just to default to modern era. Is that going to favor more modern teams? Yes, there's no way around that, I don't think. But I just think if it's the same for everybody all the way through, then that's probably the best way to do it. So we'll use World Series rosters if available. Now, both these teams, I believe, were World Series winners, so that should be absolutely fine. And 25 player rosters, and we will disable injuries, I think, for the series. So that will be that. So let's create the game and have a look at the lineups. All right, I'll just move myself out of the way so we can have a look at what we've got here. So the 1970 Orioles. There'll be names here that people will recognize that I am not going to. Anything before sort of mid-90s, I am essentially no idea with. Now, is this Hall of Fame? Why is he green? I don't know why that he is green. Is he injured? Is he not part of the World Series squad? Was he? I'm not quite sure why that is the case. I've got to be honest. There's no names there that I have heard of, but that doesn't mean that there's not some very, very good players in there. And then if we look at the 83 Orioles, let's have a look here. Eddie Murray, was he in the last one as well? No, there shouldn't be too much of a crossover, I wouldn't have thought. There's 13 years between the two clubs here, So Carl Ripken Jr., there's one I've heard of. So he's in the 83 Orioles. And yeah, that is pretty it. The guy that everybody's heard of. I've heard of him. He's only 23 in this in 83 as well. So he's probably a rookie, is he? In 23, he'd certainly be close to it. You would think so anyway. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go to a one-man rotation because there's no need for it to be any more than that. So Jim Palmer will get the start for the 1970 Baltimore Orioles, and we can see the lineup there. And then we'll go and have a look at the 83 Orioles. Again, we'll go to a one-man rotation. It'll be Storm Davis. What a great name that is. That'll get the start for them. And Carl Ripken is going to be in their starting lineup as well. So let's check the lineups. Now, this is a screen that might be of interest to people. This is all the players' stats from their particular season. And if you want to have a bit of a longer look, give it a pause. I've got myself in the middle here, so hopefully I'm not in anybody's way when you're trying to look at things. So let's go and play the game. So these are the starting lineups. It looks as though the Orioles would. It's a bit difficult to tell, isn't it? But I've got to say, without knowing too much about historically how these teams were in real life, I think the 83 Orioles look, based off of star ratings, the better side, don't they? Maybe the 70 Orioles have a slight advantage in the pitching stats looking at this, but yeah, it's as you would expect, it's very even. So let's see. Really, this decides the greatest Orioles team of all time as well, doesn't it? All right, so let's get this game underway. So we have Merv Rutterman at the plate. Now, we're not going to see career stats or anything like that. A big thank you as well to any Patreon and channel members that you see across the bottom there. If that's something you want to do, if you're enjoying the series and the channel, and if we got the old stadium, what's going on back there? There's all links in the description to all that kind of stuff. But we start the game off with a walk for Rutterman. In comes Paul Blair now. First pitch. There goes Rutterman. Is he going to get there? No, he's not. And he's thrown out. Well, that's a bit of a waste, isn't it? So 1 out, full count, and another walk. So the 1970, I think that's who's batting now, isn't it? Yeah, 1970 Orioles with a runner on, and make that 2 runners on with 1 out. 3 walks issued to 3 batters. I mean, it's not great, is it? Storm Davis not having a great start. Bogue Powell now with a hit. That is going to drop into left field. Is it going to score the run? It looks like it is. And the 1970 Orioles jump out to a 1-0 lead in the first. And there is one out, runners at first and second for Davy Johnson now, a 1-1. And that is into the gap of right centre field. That could score 2 more. And, well, Storm Davis may not be long for this game. So 1 out, runners at second and third. Still a 2-0 lead. And it is Brooks Robinson coming up now, a 1-0. And that is through as well, is it? Yes, and that's going to be 3-0. Is the runner from second going to score? They're going to try, and they're not going to get there, I don't think, did they? Applies the tag. Oh, no, he was safe. So 4-0, and that will indeed do it. So Sammy Stewart will come onto the mound. He had a 362 record, it looks like, during his regular season. And a 2-2 pitch is into right field, and the 1970 Orioles... Did anybody ever get them out? This is ridiculous. So runners at second and third, still just 1 away. And it is Belanga to the plate now, full count. And another walk. Is the game broken? What's going on here? Loaded bases, 1 away for Jim Palmer. So pitches bat. Which is, Jim Palmer, no, has he popped it up? He has popped it up. He might get an RBI out of that, you know. Is it going to be deep enough? It looks like it is. It is 5-0. This is insane. And so Ratterman will come back up again. He walked, of course, first time around. And this time it is over second base into right field. And it will score yet another runner. Will it? Oh, no, it would have. But there's an error by the catcher. Oh, the 1983 Orioles are falling in a heap. It is 6-0 runners at second and third. In comes Blair, who walked last time up. Full count. And finally a strikeout. Finally, the 1970 Orioles are done. And it is 6-0 with Len Sakata to lead off the 83 Orioles. It's a full count. And a strikeout for 1 away. In comes Jim Dwyer. An 0-1 pitch. And that is a ground ball. That should be 2 away. Oh, stop the fight. This is outrageous. It's Eddie Murray coming in now. He batted, it looks like, 306 during this regular season. He gets hit. So 2 out, 1 on for Carl Ripken Jr. An 0-1. And he has popped it up. And that'll do it for the 83 Orioles. So they are 6-0 down. Going into the second, Stewart will face Frank Robinson, who walked last time up, a full count. And yet another walk. How many walks have the 83 Orioles issued already? Powell to the plate. He's 1 for 1 with an RBI today. It's a 2-2 pitch. And that could be a double play ball. We get the out at second, yes, and they do indeed turn it. So 2 out, none on now. This is probably more like what we'd expect from a team that was one of the better ones of the Orioles' history. And a strikeout, so a scoreless second. Is it going to be one of these games now that just finishes 6-0, I wonder? It is John Lowenstein. A full count. And a walk. So there's a base run. Oh no, they had a base runner in the first inning, didn't they? Renecki comes in now. I'm going to apologise for mispronunciations of names. It's going to happen. I just struggle to speak English, basically. So 2 on, none out for Rick Dempsey. Let's see what he can do. A 2-1. And a bit of a wild pitch there from the pitcher. That's Palmer on the mound, I believe, isn't it? So runners go to second and third. None out. And Dempsey with a 3-1 pitch. Dempsey pops it up. Is that deep enough to score the runner from third? Oh, no, it's not. But thankfully, they see sense. And, yeah, he goes back to third. So Todd Cruz comes in now. An 0-2. Todd Cruz into centre field. Is that going to be deep enough? It is going to be deep enough to try, and they do indeed open the scoring for themselves. So the 83 Orioles are on the board. It is 6-1. 2 out, runner at second for Dan Ford. Pinch hitting. So already 2 pitches deep. And that is not the most successful pinch hit. And we'll go to the third. The 70 Orioles 6-1 up. And it'll be Mike Broderick. Bodeka to the place. To the mound. What am I talking about? A 2-2 pitch. Missed who was batting. Robinson is batting, and he has... Oh, well caught by Carl Ripken Jr. One away. It is Baron. Why can't people just have Smith and Brown and Jones as names? Anyway, there's a walk. 1 on, 1 out for Belenga, who is 0 for 0 today. So he must have walked last time up. And they try to steal again, and this time they get there? Yes, they did get there. So runner at second with 1 away. A full count. And Belenga strikes out. So that is 2 down for Jim Palmer, the pitcher, to come back up. Sack flied last time. This time he watches strike 3, and they'll do it for the top of the third. So it is still 6-1. And Palmer will now get to work on Sakata, who is 0 for 1. It's a 1-2 pitch. And it is a strikeout for 1 away. Jim Dwyer now, who's 0 for 1. A 2-2 pitch. And another strikeout for 2 down. And it'll bring up Eddie Murray, who walked first time around. A 2-2 pitch. And he might have got hit actually last time around, I think, didn't he? This time anyway, he's grounded it out to the second baseman. That'll do it. And we will go to the 4th with the 70 Orioles 6-1 ahead. Badeka to face Reutemann, who has batted, feels like in every inning so far. Full count. And, that looked a little high, didn't it? Anyway, so that's 1 away. Blair, he comes in. It's a 2-2 pitch on him. He pops one up into foul territory. Catches there. Makes the catch. That is 2 away. And it'll be Frank Robinson, who is walked twice, I think. 0 for 0. 2-1. And that is, again, popped up. Second base goes back. And it'll be caught to end the top of the 4th. Ripken comes up. He's 0 for 1. It's a full count. What's Cal got for us? He strikes out again. That is 1 away. In comes Lowenstein, who is 0 for 0. He walked, I think, last time up. A 1-2 strikeout. I tell you what, Jim Palmer is looking very, very impressive. 5 strikeouts, and it is Reneke to the plate. He is 0 for 0. Did he walk last time up? I can't remember. Anyway, he's grounded out to the third baseman, and that'll do it. So we are still at 6-1 going into the 5th. And it'll be Powell to face Badeka, who, to be fair to him, has done a pretty good job so far. It's a full count. And it is lined straight to the first baseman for 1 away. Davey Johnson, who is 1 for 2. A first pitch swing. Johnson, it's high, but it's got no distance. And it'll be caught by the shortstop. Yes, it will. Ripken Jr., that is, isn't it? And that is 2 away, and it is Brooks Robinson, who is 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs already today. There's no one on base for him here, though. And he strikes out in 3 pitches, so that does it for the top of the 5th. So the 83 Orioles are settled down, defensively, but can they get anything going with the bat? It's a 2-2 pitch on Dempsey, who strikes out for 1 away. Todd Cruz now, who has an RBI. He sack flied, I think, didn't he, first time up. A 1-0 pitch this time, and that is well hit. But a very nice catch in centre field, and that is 2 away. And it'll bring in Tito Landrum, who is pinch hitting. So that'll do it for Badeka on the mound, won't it? It's a first pitch swing, and that is a ground ball to the second baseman to end the 5th. So still, it is 6-1. And it is turning into a bit of a pitcher's duel now, isn't it? New man on the mound is Tim Stoddard. ERA of 6.09. In the regular season, this 83 season. So it's a full count. And it's a little grubber back to the pitcher. And that should be easily out. And it is 1 away. It is Belenga, who is, 0 for 1 today with a walk, no doubt. A full count. And another walk being issued. Was this a feature of the 83 Orioles, I wonder? Just lots and lots of walks. Jim Palmer to the plate. He half bunt swings and gets the out at second, but will be on base himself. So 2 down, and Reutemann to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He's got 1 or 2 walks in there as well. He strikes out, and that will end the 6th. So it is still 6-1. Sakata to the plate. He's 0 for 2. First pitch. And that is a ground ball to the first baseman. And I was really hoping they would have fixed this sort of thing in this version of the game. Anyway, he's out at first. Jim Dwyer. He's 0 for 2. It's a 3-1 pitch. Can the base runner for the 83 Orioles? Yes. So a 1-out walk. and Eddie Murray to the plate, who's 0 for 1. First pitch, Murray up the middle, bit of a pitcher killer, past the shortstop into center field, and there is 2 on, 1 out for Cal Ripken Jr. Well, is it cometh the hour, cometh the man? It's a 1-1 pitch. Cal Ripken down the third base line, and that should score at least 1. So it is 6-2. There is runners at second and third. It's a Ripken RBI double. And with 1 out, runners at second and third. Tying run on deck, and Lowstein at the plate, who is 0 for 1. First pitch swing. Oh, it's set up for him, and he's drilled it, but straight to the left fieldsman. It will drive in a run, though, so it is now 6-3. And very much game back on. Renecki to the plate. He is 0 for 1. It's an 0-1 pitch. And that is well hit into left center field. It's going to score Cal Ripken. It'll be 6-4. It's an RBI double. And tying run is at the plate with 2 away. And the comeback is well and truly on. Eddie Watt will be on the mound now to face Rick Dempsey. It's a first pitch swing. Dempsey has popped that up. Center field will be there. And that'll do it. But a 6th inning of 3 runs for the 83 Orioles. And it is a 2-run game again. It is Scott McGregor coming onto the mound to face Paul Blair, who is 0 for 2. It's an 0-1 pitch. Suddenly, it's very tense again, isn't it? And that is an infield hit, I think. So, leadoff man aboard, Robinson to the plate, who is 0 for 1. An 0-2 pitch. Robinson strikes out, 1 away. It is Bogue Powell, who is 0 for... Well, sorry, he's 1 for 3. It's a 1-0 pitch. It's straight back to the pitcher. Is it a double play ball? They try to get the man at second. I don't know that they did. No, they did get the out at second. So 2-out runner at first for Davey Johnson now, who is 1 for 3. A 2-0. Davey Johnson into center field. Is it going over? It is going over. Now that might score a run. How good's your arm out there, mate? He gets it in. It's not good enough. And the RBI double will extend the lead back out to 3. It is 7-4 to the 1970 Orioles. And Brooks Robinson at the plate. 2-out runner at second. He is 1 for 2 today. First pitch. And a ground ball to the second baseman. Should be a play. It is. And it's time to stretch. 7-4 to the 1970 Orioles. Alright, welcome back. Eddie Watt will continue on the mound. It is Todd Cruz that is leading off the 83 Orioles. It's a first pitch swing, and it is a ground ball to the third baseman. 1 away. In now will come Benny Ayala, who's pinch hitting. Batted .221 in the 83 regular season. It's a 1-2 pitch, and Ayala grounds it to the shortstop, and that will be 2 away. And it'll bring up Sakata, who is 0 for 3 himself. It's a 3-1 pitch, and he has sliced that away into right field to be caught and end the 7th. To the 8th. It's still a 3-run game. Dennis Martinez onto the mound, and it'll be facing Etchkabaran. It's pretty close, I think. An 0-1 pitch, and he has grounded it to the third base. I think that's Cruz, isn't it? And that is, look at me learning players already, 1 away. Belenga to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He's walked about 17 times, though, I think. It's a 2-2 pitch, and that is into center field. It should be catchable. Oh, it is. It's a good catch as well. Rudnicki out there. And that is 2 away, and it will bring Kurt Motton to the plate. He is pinch hitting, and he's going to face Martinez. It's an 0-1 pitch, and it is straight back up the middle. Shortstop has it. Ripken over to first, and that'll do it for the top of the 8th. So still it is 7-4, and Mo Drabowski is on the mound, and he's going to be facing Jim Dwyer, who is 0 for 2. It is a 2-1 pitch. And that is well hit, is it? No, not quite well enough. It'll be caught in left field. And that is 1 away. Eddie Murray to the plate, 1 for 2. It's a full count. Eddie Murray, strikes out looking. And possibly for the final time, it's Carl Ripken at the plate. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. It's a full count. And Carl Ripken strikes out as well. That'll end the 8th. We will go to the 9th. And the 1970 Orioles are 3 outs and 3 runs ahead of Tippy Martinez. What a great name that is. So yeah, 1970 Orioles are 3 outs away from being the representative of the Baltimore Orioles in baseball's greatest team. It's a strikeout to start the top of the inning. Paul Blair now, who's 1 for 3. A 2-2 pitch. And Tippy Martinez looks decent, doesn't he? There's 2 strikeouts. Brings up Frank Robinson. He's 0 for 2. It's a full count. And it is a walk. So a 2-out walk for Bogue Powell now, who is 1 for 4. It's an 0-2 pitch. And Martinez gets his 3rd strikeout in the 9th. And we'll go to the bottom of the inning. The 83 Orioles need 3 runs at least. Pete Richard will come onto the mound. And he's going to face John Lostein, who is 0 for 1. It's a 1-1 pitch. And that is up the middle. That should drop in. And so the 83 Orioles have the leadoff man aboard. Tying run on deck. Rudnicki is at the plate. He is 1 for 2. A 1-2 pitch. That is into right field. That's going to be caught though. So that'll be 1 away. Runner will stay at first. And it'll be Rick Dempsey to the plate. He is 0 for 3. A 1-2 pitch. And that is through. That is through. So the tying run will come to the plate. 1 out. Runners at first and second. And Ken Singleton will be pinch hitting. Batted .276 through the regular season. It's a full count. Loaded bases, 1 away, bottom of the 9th, a 3-run lead, and it is Joe Nolan pinch hitting now, batted .277 in the regular season. An 0-1. He gets it up the middle. It could be a double play that ends the game. Oh, it is. And this 1970 Orioles win a thriller, 7-4. So there we go. That is how the Orioles finish up. The 1970 Baltimore Orioles are the greatest Orioles, undisputedly at this point, in Baltimore history. So they will move on to face the best of every other franchise. And next up, it'll be the Boston Red Sox. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell so you don't upload new episodes. And yeah, we'll keep chugging along till we find out who is baseball's greatest side. 1970 Orioles, I've got to say, I'm not completely convinced that there's not going to be better teams than them, but maybe I'll be wrong. Take care.